On this episode of Old School Monster Life, we get our new trailer ready to go and head to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Starbird car show. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I sound horrible because I spent most of the time on the road, and there's something about being in a truck that dries my throat out and makes me sound like this. I feel fine. But anyway, we got another trailer. Today is Saturday morning. You'll see it's kind of dark. The sun is just now coming up. We have to get the tires, truck, and tools loaded in this trailer before Thursday afternoon, when we have to leave to get to Cliff Starbird's show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So today is the first day of a marathon thrash to get all of the equipment in this truck that we can get in this truck and get on down the road. Okay, so we're inside the trailer now. The first thing we got to do is put the tire crane in. Well, technically the first thing we got to do is build the tire crane to put it in the truck. So it's going to go right here. These are the two big double doors on the driver's side of the truck. And I'm going to mount the crane right about here. And that way it can swing out, raise the tires up into the truck, and then swing back in. So I have to take some measurements and figure out how we're going to mount this all. And then I'm going to go in there and start building the tire crane. A couple of years ago, I had a truck for sale, and Terry Woodcock came out and came to look at it. We wound up not buying it, but we did get to talking, and he saw that I had a couple deuce drive axles laying around. And I said I was just going to pull the center chunks and scrap them because I couldn't use them. And he said, "Oh man, don't do that." He said, "Cut the spindles off of each end, and then you can use that as a swivel for a tire crane." So I thought, man, what a great idea. There's heavy duty bearings there. It can take a lot of weight, and it makes swiveling a crane with a lot of weight on it dead simple and easy. So that's what I did. I cut the spindle and hub off of a deuce axle. So this part, the hub, spins real easy. Well, see, it spins real easy. And I have heavy duty bearings in there. And this part, I'm just going to cut the axle tube off, and then I have this giant mounting flange, which used to be for the brakes, which will now mount this to the floor. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks for the idea, Terry. I like it. Okay, I got the square part of the axle cut off. That was a lot harder than you would think it would be because the casting or the forging around the corners here was over 1 inch thick. So trying to get something down in there to cut was quite the challenge. But lots of cut-off blades, a sawzall, and a big sledgehammer, and we got the flange cut down. So now it should sit flat on the ground, like so. And that is the base of my swivel crane. Alright, here's my swivel base for the tire crane. And it bolts tight down to the floor on the old brake flange. And then up top I made this plate that I can weld the post to. And then it'll go up. And then I'll build a bracket to come off the top of the trailer there. And then the crane will be in the middle. But I really like that idea for the swivel base. I mean, that's pretty slick. Okay, it's the end of a long day. I got the bottom swivel mount done for the tire crane, and I got the mast done for the tire crane, and I'm working on the upper swivel mount right now. So basically what that looks like is this. Here is the mast. There's my cool little pulley for the cable to go over. There is the winch mount plate. And then down there, that bolts onto the lower swivel, which is the hub for the deuce-and-a-half axle. And then I'll have another one of those plates up here, which I'm getting ready to make now. And once I have that welded up, I can take everything out into the trailer and measure what I need for a mount for the upper swivel, and then weld it together, and the tire crane is done. Then I mount the winch and wire it and all that, but the mechanical part of it is done. Well, the biggest part of the outfitting of the trailer is done. I got the tire crane built and installed, and it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now I can put the winch up there, mount the battery, and start loading stuff in. There's the boom. There's the mount. You can see the old axle spindle through my bracket welded to the top there. There's the old hub. And it comes down, and the old brake flange for the deuce axle is actually cut flush and bolted to the floor, and that's how it's mounted on the floor. But as you can see, it swivels real easy, and I am real happy. I can't wait to get the winch on there. Alright, it's done. The tire crane is done. And it works. Let's see. That's it. No more hand cranking ramps, no more pushing tires up ramps. Done. Okay, tire crane is done and wired. I actually used it to haul my pit cart in. And the pit cart is mounted in here, and I'll show you what I have going on there. So here's the tire crane once again, except now it is 100% complete. Here's all the wiring for the winch. Goes down to the battery. And then across the way here is my pit cart and battery charger. But I have tabs welded on the wall, and then these quick release pins. And I have these lift points to get it in the trailer. But the lift points in the back are what holds it in the trailer, but away from the wall, so it doesn't get scratched up. The crane works like a dream. It was zero effort to get this thing up into the trailer. Another cool thing I'll show you about the crane is how I have the battery situated on the back. That actually keeps it from flopping around in here. And I'll show you what I mean. So see how the crane sticks out, or the battery sticks out from the crane? And see how it lines up with the wall. So when I close the door, this crane can't swing around in here. It's self-steadying in the trailer with the doors closed. And then as soon as I open the door, I can swing the crane all around. So I was pretty happy about that. Anyway, the only thing I have left to do now are tie downs for the truck and the ramps in the back, and I should be able to knock them out tomorrow.
I'm talking about.
Doing good. It's 25 degrees out, which makes me question why I do this, but here's where what we were working on already this morning. We have the D-rings on the axles. There and there. So now we can tie down the truck to the trailer with the D-rings. I welded in there. And then here's my front axle. It's just one of them things I've been meaning to do for a long time. And I finally got around to it. We're going to Darryl Starbird's car show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. First show of the year. It's February 13th today. First show with the new trailer. It's quite an experience. This could very well be our best season yet. I'm excited. Up late, up early, and breakfast at Village Inn. Let's go monster trucking. Yep, that's Monster Vette and Frankenstein over my shoulder. We just had to tire him up because Cliff Starbird said he was too old to do it. He ain't done it in 30 years, so we chipped in and helped him. So we're getting ready to start the show. You should come on out and check it out. I don't know if you can hear me, but first show is over. That's my wife Betty. And we did okay. Their cooling fans quit, so we had to cut the run short. But none of the crush cars had tires on them and were on concrete. So instead of being able to stand the truck up, all I did was drop kick the cars across the floor. But it was still a good run. Got 3 or 4 good hits in there, so we're ready for the second show now. And hopefully we can figure something out with the cars and maybe put on a little bit better show. But I got cooling fans now, so I should be able to run longer. Get 5 or 6 good hits in before I call it a night. Cliff Starbird jumped in Monster Vette and just plain got silly with it. It was awesome to watch. Alan Pizzo had a little bit of trouble with the rear steer, but hey, that's monster trucking, stuff happens. But we'll keep everybody posted on what happens. Second show's over. We did all right. Did three hard hits, but with the cars sliding around, I kept hitting everything on them diagonal. I couldn't line up in the same place twice. It cost me 2 fenders. Look at this. This got buckled under, and then it actually bent the fender up here. don't know if you can see it in the light, but I got some body work to do. Other side isn't near as bad. I just tagged the bottom a little bit. I can buff the rubber out and I'll just deal with it for the rest of the year. I got more fenders. Monster Life, gotta love it. It's about 4:30 on Sunday. We're wrapping up the show, and I have my transport tires inside. I'm going to use Mark's jack to tire down. I have all the merchandise stand stuff outside. The tools are put away. As soon as they tell us to go, we can start breaking the truck down and loading up and getting out of here. Another episode of Monster Life.